one, or?
I painted my foot.
Oh, cool. There we go. Ooh. Oh, where's my keys?
Is now offering customers up to $2,000 for lawn conversion projects. The deadline to submit pictures in the photo contest is September 25th. In the East Bay, Matt Bigler, KCBS.
With Bay Area weather becoming warmer, it's a good time to remind people they need to be careful not only for themselves but also for their pets too. If you see any of the following symptoms in your dog or cat, they may be suffering from a heat stroke. Excessive panting or open mouth breathing, drooling, vomiting, and diarrhea, changes in gum color, staggering, non-responsiveness, and even possible collapse. Dr. Lori Teller, president of the American Veterinary Medical Association, has advice on what to do if you see any of these signs.
Get some towels and run them under cool water, not super cold water, not ice water, just normal cool water out of the tap. Wrap your pet in those wet towels and then seek immediate veterinary attention. There are lots of changes going on internally, affecting the brain, the kidneys, the liver, the heart, and the cool wet towels will help to start bringing the body temperature down.
Cool towels are a great way to start, but it's not enough to correct any ongoing damage inside your pet's body. A follow-up visit with a vet is recommended.
After a century of growth, peak car is 14 years away.
We're talking about a peak in sales of passenger vehicles, which we see happening at about 2036.
Andrew Grant is with Bloomberg New Energy Finance.
And we're talking about a peak in the number of vehicles on the road or in the parking lots of passenger vehicles. We see that just a few years later, in 2039.
One of the key changes is urbanization and the way in which people think about car ownership.
So in our outlook, we have an increased level of shared vehicles, such as ride-hailing vehicles, taxis, and fleet-based car sharing, of robo-taxis that are kind of easing into that privately owned passenger vehicle fleet.
On top of that, some countries are seeing a drop in the driving age population. But despite the outlook, the vehicle fleet around the world is seen growing for at least another decade. Charlie Pellet, Bloomberg Business for KCBS.
Replacing your windows and you to live a healthy, happy life. And it's never been easier. Marvin Windows and Doors bring in daylight and fresh air, blending the indoors with the outdoors, so you're always connected to nature. They're designed for life, with an inspiring range of options to create the look you want and the lasting quality you need. Your local independent Marvin dealer will give and advice about window and door replacement. Our Marvin specialists help you plan your project and select the right products for your needs. You'll always know what you're getting with a detailed proposal to make the whole process easier. If you're ready to transform your space with windows and doors you love, schedule your free consultation today at replacementmadeeasy.com. That's replacementmadeeasy.com.
Today, we're talking about things that make us uncomfortable, like the middle seat on an airplane, or asking your boss for a raise, or having a real conversation about ED or low testosterone. You don't have to be embarrassed. At Prime Male Medical, they've helped thousands of men in the Bay Area, and they can help you too. But don't take my word for it. Here's Dr. Robert Rowley from Prime Male Medical.
We have helped thousands of patients with acoustic wave therapy, which increases blood flow, breaks the microplaque, and improves your ED significantly. Every medication known to man to help men. We specialize in treatments for ED and low T.
Get your first visit, PSA and testosterone test, Doppler ultrasound, and a full year of follow-up visits for just $99. Learn more at PrimeMaleMedical.com or call 415-761-4037. That's 415-761-4037.
It's on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccups. But we get you Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you, with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations, so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Get it done.
Progressive presents Don't Do It Yourself.
Okay, simple enough. Just gotta get in there with my screwdriver. Do you mind handing me my screwdriver?
Are you trying to say screwdriver?
Well, I mean, you're saying it weird, but yeah, sure.
Look, maybe we should bundle our home and auto with Progressive. We could save big and pay someone to install this for us so you don't have to pretend you can.
I know my way around a screwdriver. For sure.
Save when bundling home and auto with Progressive and use the money to, not do it yourself. Coverage for Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations. KCBS News Time is 8:28. Let's get the latest on traffic from Ted Ramey.
And it continues to look mostly good out there, but we are seeing some problems in the, Fairfield area. Both directions of 80 east and west being shut down at Red Top Road due to some road work going on. They have just released traffic, so you're flowing again smoothly in both directions. But this is going to be subject to intermittent stoppages as they do this overhead work later and later into the morning. Earlier problem in Berkeley, 80 eastbound, east of University, has been cleared from the roadway as traffic is back moving at the speed limit, and all over the Bay Area where you're not seeing any delays on major freeways, so you're looking good. Get traffic 24/7 on our Twitter feed at KCBS AM. CBS.
And your weather for today will be partly cloudy in the morning by the coast, becoming sunny in most of the Bay Area. Highs in the 60s and 70s by the water. Moderate breezes pick up in the afternoon. Tonight clear in the evening with some patchy fog rolling around the coast. After midnight, lows in the 50s and 60s.
Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
I used to get frequent heartburn at night, so I made Prilosec OTC part of my morning routine.
With just one pill, Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production, blocking heartburn all day and night. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Hey, A's fans, we've got a great deal for you. Get 4 tickets and parking for all Friday night games starting at just $39. Pick from great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more.
Guys want to ring him up, and Eaton can't believe it.
Grab the crew and head to the Coliseum with friends and family any Friday night this season. 4 tickets and parking starting at just $39 for the whole group. Tickets are available at athletics.com. That's athletics.com.
News that matters to you. Around the Bay, around the world, around the clock. All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
It's Sunday, August 21st, 2022. I'm Eric Thomas.
And I'm Lisa Chan. Coming up on KCBS In Depth. KCBS News Time, 8:30. You're listening to KCBS In Depth.
Really, in order to find quality care, you often have to be on a wait list that's months long.
The people, places, and issues the Bay Area is talking about.
The aggressive advocates who are looking to overrule Roe.
In Depth.
Over the past few decades, the opioid epidemic is believed to have claimed the lives of 500,000 Americans. It's a crisis that's been fueled by a seemingly limitless supply of pain pills, manufactured, distributed by legitimate businesses, some of them among the largest in the country. And as today's guests have documented, even after those multiple warnings that their product was falling into the wrong hands, the supply kept. Welcome to KCBS In Depth, broadcasting throughout the Bay Area and streaming on the Odyssey app. I'm Keith Manconi. Today in the program, we're going to be speaking with two Washington Post investigative reporters about the great lengths the opioid industry went to make sure that business as usual could continue, even as overdose deaths. Those business practices so brazen that our guests today compare the industry to a drug cartel. Those reporters are Sari Horowitz, to bring down the opioid industry. They join us now to lay out what they found. Sari Horowitz and Scott Hyam, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having us.
So this conversation is quite well timed because just this past week we saw a major ruling that could see a $600 million to two counties that have been ravaged by the opioid crisis. And this ruling is particularly telling, I would say, because of who the defendants are. The CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart, some of the largest pharmacy chains in the country, and companies that I think many of us really wouldn't associate with the opioid crisis. And that really speaks to the heart of what your book has to say. That is just how many corporations and how many people really are implicated in making this crisis happen. Sari.
Yes, very timely that we're having this conversation now because you said a federal judge ordered 3 of the country's largest pharmacy chains to pay $650 million to 2 Ohio counties that they were found to have flooded with prescription painkillers. And this is really a landmark judgment that affects CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart. And they're having to bear some of the costs that the opioid epidemic has caused in Lake and Trumbull counties outside of Cleveland. And our book, American Cartel, really explains this. And what it really gets to is that most people think of the Sacklers and Purdue Pharma. Don't think of companies like Walmart or Walgreens. But what Scott and I found in more than 2 years investigation is that they have ignited this crisis. A lot of these other companies that Americans, Walmart, CVS, Johnson & Johnson, really fuels the deadliest drug epidemic in American history. And there are some companies that are part of this American cartel, according to the DEA, that people have never heard of, may never heard of, like Mallinckrodt, a company based in St. Louis, manufactured 30 times the number of pain pills that the Sacklers, Purdue Pharma made. And together, these companies form what the Drug Enforcement Administration once called an American cartel.
Yeah. So it really is a network of companies and interests that came together to really protect this supply, keep it flowing year after year, even as the alarm